I'm doing here. I'm getting ready to take these floor braces out. We did get our new ones. We're going to take a look at those here in a minute. But what I was doing, before I remove them, I take my cutting wheel and I'm going to go ahead and cut, or I'm going to go ahead and mark. I'm not cutting, I'm just making a notch, a mark, where the brace goes on each one. The reason I'm doing that is because that's going to show me where the new ones are going to be set, so when I put my 3-piece floor in, everything will line up. Very important to do that. So we semi-half-assed got this done. I'm not going to say that came out perfect. I'm not going to say that at all. I had to make all this bullshit by hand, okay? I don't have stretchers and shrinkers and bands and English wheels and all the other material items that it would take to make this material item. I don't have all that. Because I'm just a guy, okay, that's out here working on his car and enjoying what I'm fucking doing. I'm not going to spend $6 million to build a driver restoration. That's all this is going to be, a driver restoration. The rust repair has led into extreme rust repair. We didn't count on this. I was just going to fiberglass the floor, remember? Fiberglass, fiberglass, fiberglass is what I was going to do. But I changed my mind to do it the right way. So we really got a diabolical mess here is basically what is going on. Even these fender wells are just total trash, and we're going to have to cut the bottoms of those off and add metal to it. We'll probably be doing that. That's the first thing we're going to do. I've done that before several times where I've had to add metal to it, and I mean, you can see it's just rot. Okay, so we'll take some sheet metal and we'll make some new fender bottoms and be done with it. I think we already went over this, but we're going to go over it one more time. I did buy brand new braces. If you look right here, you can see that the nuts for the body mounts are rotted. They're rotted, rusted shit. So when I take those off, those are probably going to break, and we'll have to put brand new square nuts on them with brand new bolts. No big deal. And like I said, I just got done marking where our tank braces go right here, which is also a floor brace, but you can see this is where our tank straps go, and then they would bolt up here on the back side of this. This is coming out first. Once we get those out, then we will go ahead and cut the bottom of our fenders off, probably using our plasma cutter. I don't know yet. I haven't got that far. And then once we fix those, then we will go ahead and start replacing the braces on the floor. So we're going to go ahead and open this box up. I believe this is actually our fender. This is the brace that actually goes over to the inner fender, and I should have 2 of these. So here's a box. And then we have another box. So let's go ahead and get these out and see what we got in here. We actually have 2 boxes. Now you see these are AMD. Does AMD make their own stuff? No, they don't. It's made in Taiwan. There's only 2 factories in the world that actually make aftermarket parts, and they use one of them. So they don't make their own parts. If they tell you that they make their own parts, they're full of shit. Don't fucking believe them. I'm gonna go ahead and open that up. I sure hope that other one's in there because this doesn't look right. Something's going on. Here's one of our braces. And I want to show you this, okay? Look how thick the steel is on this thing. I mean, you can see that this is a heavy made brace. And it's just amazing that the other ones have rotted out that bad. It's just really amazing. So I do have another box here. This box is a lot smaller than that box. Let's see what we got. And this is from AMD too. And when you see a smaller box, you're starting to wonder if it's the right part or not. So let's dig it out of here. And yes, it is the right part. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that out. And there's our left and right brace that goes to the inner fenders. And then just out of curiosity, it looks like it's exactly the same. So everything lines up nice. Look at that. I was really shocked to actually see the shocking price that these things were. I couldn't believe how cheap they were. I think they were only like $32, which to me, that's basically giveaway price. And one more thing, I also got free shipping. Okay, so here's our braces. Let's go ahead and get these all off. There's one of our floor braces. We're going to go over there and check that out. These are universal, left or right, it doesn't matter. It can be used on either side. And there's our other one. Let's go over there and see what that looks like in the car and see how close we got on this thing. So I'm going to go ahead and set this in here, and it looks like it's going to line up perfect. Look at that. It'll line up just great. I noticed that this lip on this one, this lip right here that spots welds here, is a little bit longer, but it's a hair wider. But that's okay. We can line it all up and get it in there. So now that we got the brackets that we need and the braces to actually put the floor in, we're going to go ahead and remove all the old shit. The first thing that I'm going to do is take the body mount bolts out of the vehicle and see if they're just going to break or what's going to happen. So let me get my impact and we'll get those taken out. Another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and remove these outer quarter panels that I've already fit in here, because we're going to have to remove them anyway to put the floor extensions in. So before we go any further, I'm going to go ahead and try to get some vice grips on it to lock it down in the turn and see if we can lock that where it'll lock in place and come off that way. If not, then we'll have to go into other actions, and that will be cutting that off. Okay, we actually got lucky. And when I say we got lucky, let me go ahead and show you. The bolt actually broke. So you can see how rotted that was in there. Yeah, we'll be replacing the nuts on the bolts. Actually, the nuts are already on the new ones, but we'll be replacing brand new bolts on that. This one looks like it might be a pain in the ass because I put the vice grips on it and the vice grips didn't want to stay on it. Fucking bitch. Now, bitch, come on. Fuck! Fucking bitch! Fuck! Fucking vice grips won't let me grab it. I can't get a fucking grab on it. I tried to put fucking vice grips on it and it just wants to fucking break off of there. There's not even a place to grab it at all. And I don't want to fuck that rubber up because we need to reuse that shit. Damn it! got it. Okay, we got the bolt or the nut. We've not finally got it to break. There's the washer. We got to reuse this. Okay, we got to reuse this. I can't replace the bushings on this car. If I replace the body bushing kit, that's going to be a fucking nightmare from hell. I don't want to fuck with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace these two right here, and then I already did the front one up there, and I'm going to do the other front one up there. And I think if I do that, we'll be fine for a daily driver restoration. What a bitch, huh? This might turn out to be more than that. It just might. Well, we went ahead and added our metal to the lower inner fenders on both sides. We went ahead and removed the braces. You can see that. You can also see that I got the frame rails prepped up, the top of the frame rails. And I also got all the inside prepped up all the way around, ready to put the new floor in. So as I was working on the car, I was laying down on my back. I looked up in here and voila, we got rust. We got heavy surface rust in there. I know you can't barely see it. We're backlit seriously bad. But what we're gonna do is zoom back in, and then we'll kind of get a, there you go. Now you can see it. So the only way that I can fix that, I am not gonna tear that apart and replace all that. That's not gonna happen. I am going to go ahead and paint that backside with Port 15. Now, when I paint it, I'm also going to spray some Port 15 up inside the fender well area here, and also up in here. Now, I'm not going to paint that floor section, and because I'm not going to do that, I'm going to put splatter paint in there just like it was from the factory. Now, I want everybody to remember one thing about this. This started out that I was just going to get the fucker running, and I was going to fucking drive it. That's it. Okay, I wasn't gonna do all this bullshit. I wasn't gonna fucking take 4 days out of my life to fix that. I wasn't gonna do all this bullshit here. We were just gonna throw some fiberglass in it and go down the fucking road. One more thing that we found out is that these body mounts on this car are shot. I'm not gonna bullshit you. They are toast, they're fucked up, and it's leading into I might have to fucking cut holes in the floor to get these things out, to replace them. I don't know. I don't want to fucking do that, okay? I don't want to. Now, we're probably not gonna, okay? Once again, this is a driver restoration. I am not trying to sell this car at Barrett-Jackson. I'm not trying to build this car to be a fucking trailer queen. I'm not building this car so I can go win trophies at car shows. I am fixing this car up to be a driver and take to car shows and hang out. I don't expect to win anything with this car, but I am not gonna do a shitty ass, half-ass job on it when it comes to this. I'm gonna do what I can do within my budget to do what I gotta do. So I got some Port 15 here. There's approximately this much in there. And what we're going to do, we are going to use our spray gun to paint that. Now I've already put cardboard on the floor, so if it drips down, it won't get on the floor. And we're going to be as careful as we can. We don't want to get this stuff on our skin. I can tell you that now. A lot of people don't like Port 15. And that's not my problem. My main problem is to get this done and do it right. Okay, so let me get up under here like this. And I want to do this before I put the floor in it because I can actually do it like this. I don't want to have to lay in the car and lay upside down. I can actually do it a lot quicker just like this. So. then we're going to go ahead and just spray it just like that. Get that dust out of there. I don't know if you can see what's going on, but I'm painting is what I'm doing. I'm painting. Over here. All right, that's better. Okay, so I'm gonna let that dry. I gotta paint the top of the frame rails. I don't want to do that with my bare concrete. So let me get those painted, and then we're gonna continue to work on this project that I didn't want to fucking do all this to, and see where we fucking end up. I didn't want to do all this, people. I did not want to go this fucking far with this car. Just a quick overview before we continue on our project car here. You can see where I removed the rest of the floor extension right here. So I went ahead and did that after I went ahead and painted it. Now we got to keep this on here. This is actually the quarter panel end, because the quarter panel patch panels do not have this on here. So we got to reuse that, and I'm going to show you that when we get to it. I went ahead and painted the frame rails, port 15, and then we also went ahead, as you know, painted all that. So I basically got everything prepped up to put all the parts in, and we're going to go ahead and start doing that. But if you remember, when I took these body mounts off, the bolts were rotted, the cushions were bad, and everything else. So if we look right here in all this mess, we're going to see that I have a box. I was actually going to return these because I wasn't going to plan on using them, and what's in this box is a body mount kit for this car. Now, if you go back into the videos, you're going to see where I was going to go ahead and replace the body mounts, and then I changed my mind and decided not to because of situations that we already know of. And I went ahead and put these in the box to send them back, and now I have decided not to. So what we have, let me go ahead and pull these out. This is a complete body mount kit, and you can basically see that. All brand new, never used. But the problem we have by using this is that these are going to sit up higher. These are going to be taller than the ones that are in there. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean. So if we look at these old bushings here and these old mechanisms of destruction, you might call these are the ones that we took out, which are the factory originals. And then here's our washer right here. These are our two washers, and you can see that one of these is so rotted that it's got the part of the metal that is made, part of the metal is actually rotted to the washer. So these are the original ones. So when we stack those together like that, what's going to happen, it's going to be taller. So I'm going to set that like this. Now, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see the difference? So if I put these brand new ones over there, it's going to bind the body up because I didn't replace them all. So what my plan was, because once again I want to go ahead and explain it to you, this is a driver restoration. I am not going to replace all of the body mounts on this vehicle. It would take me an extensive time to do it. I would have to cut the floor out to access all the bolts. They would be rotted. I would have to replace all of the square nuts on them and everything else. I'm not going to do it. It's not happening. I'm sorry, but it's not going to work. So what I was planning on doing is taking these rubbers off of the spacers, and then I'll go ahead and put these ones on there, because you can see that's rotted out as well. And then we will use these rubbers back on the body. I know that sounds morbid, and I'm sure I'm going to get haters out there that says you're an idiot, you're stupid, but I'm sorry. I cannot abide to taking all this apart and putting these on. Now, if I can get these ones to actually suck down, which I'm sure they won't, then it might be worth putting them on. But as of right now, yeah, this really fucking sucks. It's a big decision to make. And I've even thought about actually going ahead and just breaking down and replacing them. I can actually access the rear two right here very easy. I could go ahead and cut this out right here and fold this back to get to the square nut on that one, because there's one right under here. But then to do that, since the brand new ones are taller, there's actually some that are underneath this panel right here. There's one on each side, and I would have to loosen those up or remove those to replace these four. So to replace those ones on the frame rail down here, I would have to come up here, and you can see where these spot welds are right here on the floor where I've already painted it. I would have to cut this out to access the area where these ones are bolted on right here. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and weld that panel back on. So it's a very, very stressful and hard decision to make, to do it half-assed like that. I guess I'm going to go ahead and just fucking put the bushings on it and be done with it, because there's actually one or two already missing, and I don't know. I mean, it's just a bitch, people. I was not planning on going this far with this car. I was only going to get it running and drive it. This was not my priority to dismantle the body and replace everything. You can see right in here, if we look inside there, you can see where I've already replaced a bolt and a nut. But I can't put one bushing on it or two bushings. It's got to be all the bushings or nothing. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and research it just a little bit more. I don't want to put the floor in if I have to replace all them bushings. Like I said, I do have them right here. And it would be really nice to put these back on, believe me. I would rather have these than the old ones for sure. But it's called money, people. It's called, do I have time? Do I have money to do all this? Am I making this into a concourse restoration? One thing's leading into another. It's a domino effect. It's a master plan that turned into a disaster is what it is. So let me look at this. I'm going to test some of these out. I'm going to see if they'll come off and without being rotted and rusted, and see how many of them will actually break or actually won't break, and then we'll have to go from there.